Hello my dear students, welcome to English Enhancers. In today's video, I will be revising opposites. First and foremost, what are opposites? Opposites are also known as antonyms and they are different meaning words. That means the words that simply contradict in the meaning with each other are known as opposites. Spellings O-P-P-O-S-I-T-E-S. First example, big, small. Let's say it again. Big, B-I-G, big, small, S-M-A-L, L. As you can see it in the picture, we have a big hot air balloon and we also see many small gas balloons. So opposites, big and small. Now I would be taking the next example. Next example is tall and short. So somebody who's having a good height can be considered very tall and somebody who's not that tall can be short, of course. So the two opposites will be tall and short. So I hope you know that when you're talking to your parents, they are quite taller than you if you are a kid. So it also means when you are seeing the giraffe is a tall animal and a rabbit would be a short animal. So if you look at the giraffe, a giraffe has a very long neck and it is considered a very tall animal. And if I'm talking about rabbits or hares, they are very short or tiny animals. So they would be quite short in height. So I hope now you have understood these opposites. I would be now taking up the next example of the opposites. So you might have also heard the words fast and slow. Now let me also tell you that there is no word in English that is fastly. So there is only one word for fast, that is fast. So fast would mean when you are increasing the speed, okay? And slow would mean when you are walking or trudging very slow, of course, and the speed is very less. So that would be slow. Next is honest and dishonest. Now if you are always abiding or listening to your parents' values that you should always tell the truth, you should never tell a lie, that means you're very honest. But if you see people who are always doing bad things, not listening to their parents, that would be dishonest. So they are the next example of opposites. Then we have full and empty. Let me give the spellings. F-U-L-L, full, empty, E-M-P-T-Y. So when something is having all the stuff filled in it, that will be full. When there is nothing in any basket or a bucket or any kind of a vessel, that is empty. So as you can also see in the picture, one is full, other is empty. Next is very easy, cold and hot. So this also is relatable to the seasons, like in winters we feel cold and in summers we feel hot. So cold would be, as I can also say very clearly in Hindi, cold is thanda and hot would be garam. So most of you might be liking cold coffee and others might be liking hot coffee. Next is another example. So happy and sad. How many of you are feeling happy? Most of you. But when you don't get a chocolate, how many of you feel sad? Well, I'm sure some of you might. So happy and sad. Happy is when you are happy, jocund, joyful, cheerful. Sad is when you have a very grumpy face, a sad, gloomy face. So these are some good examples of opposites. Let's have another one. Now bright and dull. So for now, if you switch on all the lights in your room, it would brighten up. It would become very, very clear to see what's there in the room. You would see light everywhere. So when something is lit up, it is lightened. Har jagah roshni ho, that's bright. And dull, of course, when it's all dark. And something which is very boring also can be considered dull, right? So now I'm going to move on to the next pair of opposites. few and many. How many of you like 10 chocolates? That would be many. How many of you would like to have just 2 chocolates? That would be just 2. So when you are considering many, the number is large, that would be many. When it's less in number, that would be few, right? So few is the opposite for many. Spellings F-E-W for few, many M-A-N-Y. Moving on to the next pair of opposites, day and night. So we sleep at night, right? And we go to school in the morning. So nowadays we aren't going, but we do go to school in the day time. So day and night are opposites. During the day we see the sun, and during the night, that is at night we should be using, at night we see the stars and the moon. So they are another example of opposites. Moving on, we have wet and dry. Now wet in Hindi would mean gila. So when you are dancing in the rain, that's when you're getting wet. And when you want to get off that water on your clothes, so that condition in which you want to get rid of that water that has got accumulated on your clothes, then that would be drying it up. So wet and dry are opposites. Yani ki gila is wet and sukha is dry. Okay. Moving on. Now this is a very realistic example that I am giving of opposites, that is false and true. You might be having question and answers in school also, wherein you have to either answer it as true or false. False means not possible, it's wrong, it's not there. True means it's right, it's correct, it's there, right? So false and true, or true and false, are another example of opposites. Next we have heavy and light. How many of you can pick up the bed that you sleep on? I am sure none of you. But when you have to ride your bicycle, most of you can ride your bicycle, and your bicycle is quite light, not as heavy as your bed. So when something is very difficult to pick up because it's having a lot of weight, that is heavy. And when something is very, very light because it is not having a lot of weight, it is light, of course. Now next example, it is right and wrong. When mama says you are doing a good task, that means she's trying to compliment you because you are doing a right task there. And if you are doing something wrong, you are hiding it from mama, that would be completely wrong, completely disappointing. So sahi, galat. Sahi is right, R-I-G-H-T, and wrong is galat, that is W-R-O-N-G. Okay, make sure you remember the spellings. Moving on, we have yet another example of opposites, and that is inside, outside. Inside would mean when you are in a particular place. That means you are a part of it. Okay, you are inside, that is andar. Okay, next is outside. Outside would be bahar. Agar aap kisi cheez ke bahar ho, that would be outside. And this is all. So I am sure you have liked the video and you learn all the opposites. If you are interested in learning new opposites or synonyms or homophones or any topic in English grammar, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, because you would find all the topics on this channel coming up soon. And also you can like the video because I'm sure you have liked it. And the next thing is to go ahead with the online classes if you're interested. Take care. Bye-bye.